Hey y'all, welcome back to Mrs. Lynn's Cooking. Today we're going to make a poke cake. What you're going to need is a box cake mix that you like. I've got the golden butter Pillsbury, which I love. So I'm using this. You can use chocolate, you can use devil's food, whatever cake mix you have. So you will need your pudding. We're going to do two separate ones, and I'm going to use one cake because I'm going to make them small. I'm going to do one vanilla, one chocolate. So what we're going to do is we're also going to need butter, 3 eggs for our cake, Cool Whip topping, thawed, 1 cup of water. We're also going to need strawberry filling, which is you can buy it in the can, and milk. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is you're going to take your box cake mix and you're just going to cook it whatever it says to do on the back of your box. I've got 1/3 of a cup of butter in here that I've pretty much melted all the way. Now I'm going to add in the rest of this, and we're just going to get busy making the cake first. So we got our butter in there. Now I've got my cake mix, and then I'm going to put my eggs in here. And like I said, we're just going to do just a simple cake mix, but it will just take it to the top. Everybody seems to like it. I know I do. And then you will have an extra on your pudding. Once you do that, you're going to have some pudding left over because you may not need it all, because if you do a 9x13 pan, you will use the whole box. If you don't, I'm doing 2 small ones, so I'll have some left over. Okay, and then I'm going to add my 1 cup of water to my mix. Just bear with me a second while I get this, because for some reason it doesn't really want to, you can't hear that much when this thing's going. So let me get this mixed up. Okay, we've got that mixed up. If you don't have a mixer, that's fine. You can use a spoon. So just make sure that you get your cake mix mixed in there really well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flour and grease the bottom of your cake pans. So let me get that real quick. Bear with me. I got a lot of stuff in my cabinets. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to take my Baker's Joy and I'm going to go ahead and grease and flour the bottom of my cans and the sides. So make sure that they're done really well. You don't have this, but it's fine. You can use oil and flour to do it. So let's get these done. And that is empty. Okay, next, what we're going to do is I'm going to try my hardest to divide these evenly into each cake pan, and then we're going to bake it at 350, whatever the box says to bake it at, until this is done. So let me get these poured in, and this part's going to be pretty easy. You're just making like a regular cake. And the first time I tried this, a friend of mine's mother made it. It was so good. So we're going to do it this time with this so that my son and my husband could try it, because I haven't made one of these things in years. It's been that long. So if, like I said, if you don't want to do 2 small ones, you just want to do 1, you can do that as well. Just try to split it up the best way you can. If you can't get it done like that, then just use a 9x13 pan. And then what I do is I will shake it in there, and then you're going to take and you're going to tap it on the on your counter. The reason you do that, it takes all the air bubbles out of your cake. Okay, and these are done, so I'm going to put these in the oven. Once I get these baked, we'll be right back. Okay, our cake has come out. They're cooled completely. You're going to have to make sure that when you do this cake, bake it and let it cool completely. Now you're just going to take a wooden spoon, the round end, and we're just going to go in here and make holes in your cake. So we're going to do this. And you can put as many or as little holes as you want. Like I said, we've got the pudding that's going to go, and also you're going to have your strawberry preserves in there as well. Okay, so we got that one. We're going to it's got holes in it, so we're going to go to this one, then do the same thing. And like I said, they've both been cooled, so but make sure your cake is cooled. You can do it hot, but it's just going to stick to the spoon, so let it cool completely. So let's get this done. Trying to do it evenly so everybody can get a little bit of it. And hopefully you really like it. So now, there we go. Now we're done with that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with the thinner one. I tried to do it evenly, but as if you could tell, it didn't work real great. Okay, so at this point, we're going to move these over to the side. And we're going to take our bowl, and I have a small package of jell-o instant pudding that be vanilla. So we're going to put this in our bowl, and it says for 2 cups of ice cold milk. So instead of 2 cups, we're only going to use 1.5 cups. So let me get this in here, and then we're going to get this and get it all mixed in. So just bear with me. Okay, now we've got that done. And let me just take this over to the sink real quick. I'll just put it in here. That'll be fine. Now, at this stage, you're going to have your pudding, which is your vanilla pudding. You can see that it's thick, but it will get thicker after it sits in the refrigerator. So now we're going to take our strawberry preserves that's like a pie filling is what I bought. And then we're going to take and we're going to mix this in here. But you're going to do this part. That's about half the can. You're going to do this part because you're going to fold it in. If you don't like strawberry, you can use cherry, blueberry, apple, peach, whichever you like. But I figured I'd go with the strawberry because the strawberries are a little bit smaller, except for the blueberries. But it's always, strawberries are good for you. So, and we like strawberries around here. Okay, now you can see this is the consistency of it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our cake and we're going to start putting our pudding over the top of this. You're going to have some left over because, like I said, it's a small cake. I did small cakes because I'm going to share one with my neighbor. Hopefully she'll like it. We'll find out soon enough. So I'm going to do this. And once we get this done, we're going to have to go over and wash this stuff really quick so that I can get started on the chocolate. Now, while this is setting up, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this in the refrigerator while I do the rest. Okay, we've got the strawberry vanilla in the refrigerator now. It's going to stay in there till it sets up. So while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and make the chocolate pudding in a bowl. And because I'm not putting strawberry filling in here, I'm just going to use what it calls for, which is 2 cups of just cold milk. So we'll put that in and we'll get this done. So just bear with me. It takes it about 2 minutes for it to start forming up really well. Okay. Now, this is going to set up more after we put it in the refrigerator because it's got to set up enough for it to be able to spread your whipped topping on the top. So let it sit in the refrigerator for at least an hour is what I would suggest. And then, like I said, we may use all of it. We may not. If not, I imagine there's somebody in the house that will eat the rest of the pudding, which is not a problem. So we're going to take our chocolate pudding and we're just going to pour this over the top of this. Do not use all of it. The reason being is because, like I said, we've got to put the whipped topping over it as well. So you want to make sure there's enough room in your pan for that whipped topping to go on. So we're going to do this real quick. And this one was just a little bit more of cake mix than the other. I should have measured it, but I didn't. That's my fault. So, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to stick this in the refrigerator for about an hour and then we'll be back. Okay, our cakes are out of the refrigerator. They've been in there, I'm going to say about an hour and a half. But an hour is all you need. So what I've done is I took my Cool Whip out of the tub and I put it in a plastic bag. And I'm just going to pipe it in here to try to see if I could do this a little bit better this way. So here we go. We're going to give it a shot. Oh, it's working pretty good. So I'm just going to put Cool Whip over the top of it. And I do have something that I can spread it with. But I'm going to do kind of like a thin layer for right now because I only had one small tub of Cool Whip. I should have had two because they were so small. Then I want to make sure I get enough for both. So we've got that one started. And now we're going to start on the chocolate. And these are really simple, easy recipes that anybody can do. And it just starts with just a simple cake mix. So yeah, that looks better. Okay, put some more over here. And I'm going to use all of this up that I can. And it's easier to pipe it than it is to try to do it any other way. So you have to put a little bit more on this one. Just bear with me. Oh, shoot. I want it in the pan, not on me. Okay, so when you set this over to the side, just like so, and then I'm just going to take a spatula or whatever you have and gently just put your little, just spread your whipped topping over the top of it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to put it back in the refrigerator for at least another 30 minutes after you do this to make sure that everything is set. And that's what we're wanting to do. So that one turned out pretty good. Now we're going to go to the chocolate. And it looks really, really good. It does. I haven't made this in years. Oops, that's okay. There we go. We got that all spread. And this is spread in here. And now all we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to pop this back into the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes to let this sit. I didn't see that. So, but if you like this, please like and subscribe.